Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's Paulette here, and if you're new, Happy New Year and welcome. I would like to thank all of my new subscribers for being a part of our channel and the likes for the video. We really appreciate it. Do feel free to share and comment and hit the bell to be notified of any new videos. Check out our merchandise on our site, goldenbyheaven.com, and we're back on Etsy with a new shop, Two Golden Design. Be sure to look in the description down below for links and referrals. I'm drinking and sipping on an oldie but goodie, Bahama Mama. It's a wine cooler, and I just added a few little things to it that normally goes in the Bahama Mama. So grab you something and let's get started on our video. Our video today, we will be talking about how much to save for an emergency fund. Have you ever wondered how much cash you should have on hand for any of those unforeseen financial disasters? Because there is such a thing as too much and too little. To help you decide what the perfect amount is for you, I put together some guidelines to help you work through that so that you're ready the next time a disaster decides to pop up. For example, if I told you to save up to 3 to 6 months worth of expenses while you're in debt, then how long would that take you? If you're anything like the rest of America or me, it will take you a long time. This is how much some experts want you to save up, and that is ridiculous. That's a silly request to ask somebody to save up, especially when you're in debt, because while you're saving up to 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, you're hemorrhaging money in the stupid debt interest payments that you're paying. Do not think you have to save up to 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, because you don't. And I didn't know when I was paying off my $15,000 in debt, an emergency fund is important because it gives you a little buffer. So while you're paying off your debts, if you have any financial emergencies that happen, you've got that little fund to dip into. That way you don't have to take out more debt to resolve some financial issue that happens while you're paying off your debts. What an emergency fund cannot be used for are those things that we just want. A new puppy, a new cell phone, drinks with your friends. What an emergency fund can be used on are things that you need. Something that if you don't replace them, if you don't fix the problem or spend the money to fix the problem, then it's gonna harm your life. Such things as home repairs, medical bills, broken appliances, and things like that. I would also expand that to times you accidentally underplan for something. You can dip into this fund. For example, if you plan on spending $100 on your water bill for this month, but it turns out to be $130, take that $30 from your emergency fund, Replenish that emergency fund because you gotta pay that extra $30 no matter what. And then just get better for the next month. How much you should save for your emergency fund depends on which category you're in. Are you in debt or are you out of debt? And as far as your light bill goes, if your bill was a little higher, try to do things to cut back so you can maybe bring the bill down a little bit. Maybe in the daytime you can just maybe open a window and let the natural light come in. And if you're not using your light, then just make sure your switch is off. Do things to help keep your costs down so your bill don't go up higher. I paid off my $15,000 in debt, and it took me a little while to save up 3 to 6 months worth of expenses because it's usually a larger amount. The amount you need in your emergency fund while you're in debt depends on a couple of things. The first thing is, what is your risk tolerance? And then the second thing is, how many people in this emergency fund are supposed to cover? Now we will go over the general guidelines. If you're in debt for 3 different types of people, the first one is if you're single. The second is if you're a couple. And the third is if you're a family. Because you don't have to be married to have babies. For all my single people out there, a good range for you is between $700 and $1,200. $1,000 being the perfect amount. Now personally, I saved up $1,000 while paying off my debts. And I still felt scared for whatever reason. So I opted for the higher amount, the $1,200. I don't know what the extra $200 did for me, but it made me feel a little bit more comfortable. Now for couples, based on the math, if $1,000 is good enough for one person, then $2,000 should be good for 2 people, right? Wrong. And that's because most emergencies are going to impact you both evenly. For example, if you got a $500 expense to fix your washer, then it's not going to actually cost you double because there's 2 of you. If it's $500, it's going to be $500. You're playing the odds because it gets really expensive if you both have medical expenses. You both get really sick or something terrible happens to both of you at the same time. The likelihood of that happening is very slim. While I agree that if there are 2 of you, you need to have more than a single person would need. You need to find that happy medium for you both to make you both feel comfortable. A good range for couples is between $1,000 and $1,500. So I'm going to stop for just a second to just show you. I have this, if you follow me on my cash stuffing videos, I use this confetti binder. It just has my name on here in golden by heaven. But I use this, and I have this $1,000 emergency fund that I'm trying to fund for myself at this time. It's something I purchased from someone, and it has where I can save the 5s, the 10, 15, or $20. But once I'm done with it, I'll have $1,000 for an emergency fund. Right now I have $60 in there. So what I did, I took this little guide and I made a copy of it. And as I get certain amounts, I highlight it and put the money in my little envelope. So this is something that you can use. Try to use something like this to try to save for you an emergency fund, for you and your family. If you need more than that, then maybe just do more. Or you can do something maybe for your kids. You might want to do one of the kids saving challenge boxes. You may want to do a savings box for yourself. It says 100 envelope challenge, which would give you more money. Or you can, we sell these boxes, and you can pick whatever you like. Like I put on this one, every dollar has a purpose. Whatever you need to do to save for an emergency fund for you, yourself, or your family, I would do it, because anything can happen at any time. So that's just some ideas. You're welcome to check out our sites, and I can give you more information. You can comment down below in the comment section and let me know if you have an emergency fund and how much you're saving, or if you're going to do a savings challenge to save for your emergency fund, or what will you do. Just let me know. Comment down below in the comment section. Now, for all my family people, this is where it can get kind of tricky, because there are so many variables, because there are so many of you. Think of the different variables, like the size of your family, how many kids you have, health concerns, and how old they are. Such things like that are going to determine how much you should have for an emergency on hand while you're paying off your debts. Because if you've got a lot of kids and they're very active, the likelihood of them getting injured will probably be a little bit higher than a family that doesn't do anything, isn't very busy. Now, I'm not saying to pull all of your kids from sports and turn them into bubble boys or bubble girls, but these are things you have to think about. We've got to be realistic about this. If your family consists of 2 parents and 1 kid, a good starting amount is $1,500. From there, you can decide to increase it by X amount of dollars for each child. For example, okay, for every child I have, I want to add another $250 per child. Kids are those wild cards. So I don't necessarily want to give you an exact amount, because I don't know your particular situation. That's why I wanted to provide you with a starting amount and a way to kind of think about how you should increase it based on how many kids you have and all the other variables that go into it. So I'll take a little drink. One concern you might have that might make you want a whole lot of cash on hand is the fact that your emergency fund might not cover an expense that pops up. That's a very valid point. And it could happen. But what are the odds? Because if you hold too much in cash, that means you're not putting it towards your debts or putting it towards investing. So you're losing more and more money. There's an optimal amount for you to have on hand that makes sense for everyone in every situation. Say you have $2,000 in the emergency fund and you got a cost, an emergency, financial emergency, that is maybe $2,500. Okay, well, it's $2,500. Yeah, you don't have enough to cover it because you only got $2,000. But guess what? You already got $2,000 of that $2,500. Now all you have to do is try to figure out how to come up with an extra $500, which is better than nothing. You can usually do that by taking some of those additional payments that you're putting towards your debts to make up and cover that difference of what the actual expense is. So in other words, if your expense or your emergency is $2,500 and you got $2,000, that's a lot. You got a lot, and you just short $500. Well, you can take it from some other areas, or if you have some type of, now that you've got those guidelines laid out for you, it's time to start saving up that fund fast, because the longer that you wait, the more interest you're paying on your debts, and that should make you freaking angry. In the comments below, let me know how much of an emergency fund works best for you based on your situation, your family size, your significant other, and yourself. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy day to check out this video. I hope you found some value in it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. So until next time, laissez les bon temps rouler. Bye.